Full masterclass with bonus modules is free on WAP. First link in the description below. And now for part 5 of Act 2 of the Matrix Masterclass, which is a Crippled Society. And this is essentially going to go and dive into all of the societal scams of the world, right? So you have wokeism and faggotry and LGBT and BLM and feminism and all those kinds of things. So where better to begin than with wokeism itself? So wokeism, as defined by Google, means to be alert to racial and sexual prejudice and discrimination, as if any of that truly matters in the world. The amount of delusion and hypocrisy in left-winged liberal cuck-ass faggots is crazy. Let me explain. Liberals claim they are all-inclusive, but when you say you like Trump, support Russia, Gaza, don't believe in their ideology, or are a white cisgendered male, they want you dead. They also claim that they love children, and then in the same breath proclaim to support an ideology that pushes child mutilation and sexual exploitation on children. Not to mention the enormous number of people that support LGBT ABCs turned out to be pedophiles. If you believe in wokeism, you're too far gone. The brainwashing got to you too. And for faggotry, what better way to start this slide off than to mention a verse from the Bible, which is Leviticus 20:13. If a man lies with a male as with a woman, they have committed an abomination. The two of them shall be put to death. Their blood guilt is upon them. This is what the Bible states about faggotry, and no, I will not use any other term when discussing this topic because it is indefinitely disgusting and vile. I cannot think of many other things that are as distasteful as a man having any kind of romantic or sexual relations with another man. Regardless of whether you agree with me or not, I will stand by this for eternity. This is a hill I'm dying on. I don't care if it hurts your feelings. Being gay is unfruitful and satanic. It goes both ways. Lesbians, too. They're all treacherous and disgusting. It stops the bloodline in pure family tree. Because this nonsense is in public schools, my children will not be attending. And now, when you step even further from God, after you become gay, you can be transgender. Isn't that so cool? And see, the funny thing is that I've realized about LGBT, the whole group is really being trans and being everything else is just being gay with extra steps. And apart from faggotry, transgenderism takes an additional step further from God, as I said, by allowing children to be hypnotized, falsely medicated, and brutally mutilated. If you haven't seen post-op pictures of mutilated teenager victims' genitalia and you don't want to, I highly suggest you do anyway because it will bring things into a whole new perspective for you. After seeing these images and knowing that anybody's child can go get hormones, puberty blockers, and gender reaffirmation surgery without their parents' knowledge or consent is truly nothing less than evil. Not to mention the fact that this ideology is being heavily pushed in an incredibly large amount of schools in America today. The agenda is clear. Take your kids out of school or risk your daughter growing a beard and your son cutting his balls off. There you go, folks. You're welcome. I knew you weren't going to look it up yourself, so here you go. And if it's just as distasteful as you thought, I bet it's not. I bet it's fucking worse, and it should be. Because again, remember, they do this to children. And now onto one of the next biggest scams of the world is feminism. And feminism is actually misandry, which I bet you didn't even know what the fuck that meant. Misandry, in definition, means the hatred for men, right? Just as feminism, feminists always proclaim and complain about men being misogynistic, as in the hatred towards women. Well, let me explain this to you. We all know that women have been systematically oppressed because they weren't allowed to vote and yada, yada, yada. The original purpose for feminism was to equalify women to the standard of men, giving them additional rights. The purpose of modern-day feminism is to degrade men, in fact, kill them, falsely accuse them of rape and sexual assault, and satanically brainwash women into believing that they will be happier as a single, child and family-less whore that sells their nudes on the internet to make a living. They also believe that housewives and stay-at-home mothers are slaves to men and must be saved from the patriarchy. What a time to be alive. And if you're a white male, you're automatically labeled as misogynistic and sexist. And so, well, they can't even define misogyny. Another one. Here we go. Body positivity. Let's face facts here. Fat people are not beautiful or sexy. I mean, seriously. Dear God. But of course, to be more inclusive, big tech and big food work together to stop hurting your feelings. Because in the body positivity movement, your feelings come first. And you only matter if you're fat, ugly, or black. And I should say also Jewish, gay, or trans. Oh, and female. Cisgendered white men are hated the most. Why? Who fucking knows? It's just the agenda being pushed. Take a look at Marvel, for example. The writers have destroyed perfect franchises all for some extra money at the box office. Victoria's Secret Angels are yet another prime example of the body positivity movement brutally ruining society. You're being forced to believe that being fat is healthy, being a woman is the hardest thing in the world, and being black is oppressive. Now, for the fun one, because this one really got people riled up in 2020. Yes, slaves existed, but no, white people were not actually the first group to own slaves. Many native tribes were actually, and yet modern day black culture wants to claim that all white people are to blame for slavery and its existence, even though it's been prohibited throughout most of the world. The Black Lives Matter movement has been around for quite some time now, but really made a boom in 2020 when the George Floyd incident occurred. And funny enough, it wasn't even racially motivated. George Floyd actually died of a drug overdose on fentanyl. Yeah, and on from BLM, we can also go into Western black culture. And now let's take a step back for a moment. I'm not saying all black people are bad, but what I am saying is that modern day Western black culture has a major problem. Black children are being raised incredibly incorrectly. Here's how I know. Black people make up 13.6% of America, Google it, and yet 53.5%, Google it, of violent crimes are committed by black people. As humans, it's in our innate nature to survive. So it only makes sense that when you're white in a large black neighborhood or city, you lock your car doors more frequently and hang on to your bags tighter. That's not racist, it's survival. Humans recognize patterns, and it just so unfortunately happens that black culture is collapsing, not to mention the young men and women being raised as thugs, gangbangers, rapists, thieves, and whores. Now I kind of want to explain and expand on this a little bit because if you've seen any of Charlie Kirk, the Jew, you'll understand very well this argument, right? And now, of course, many people will call this statistics, the 1350, whatever, racist, but it's actually true because blacks don't actually make up, they really don't make up like a very large portion of the US, right? As you can see in the 13.6%. And the fact that they commit over half of violent crimes is insane. And so, of course, they try to counteract this by saying, oh, well, it's just racism. Cops are just racist and just lock us all up. It's like, well, no, I think the problem here lies in the fact that Jews are all telling you that white people are the problem and they want to eradicate white people so they convince other people to do their dirty work. Okay, so you have Jews essentially having all the money, the power, and the control because they pay off record labels in the music industry to write for artists. I mean, do you really think that every single artist in the music industry could like write all of their songs? No, they have fucking motherfuckers that sit there and have a certain criteria and go, okay, does this song include some sort of violence? Does this song include this sort of graphic material, yada, yada, yada? And then they go, okay, yeah, it's good to go, push it out. And well, it pops off in black culture if it's rap and it's about raping women or killing people, mugging. And then that's what kids grow up on because that's what they listen to. They think that's cool. And they grow up without fathers because there's so many men being raised, especially black men being raised without proper masculine authority or father figures. So they just become feminine and weak, and they leave as soon as their girlfriend gets pregnant and they can't handle it, and so on and so forth. And now for porn and OnlyFans. The introduction of pornographic content in the world has truly kicked Western society to its knees. It's turning men into lust and sinful simps, as well as women into self-righteous, egotistical, narcissistic, and prideful whores. I will not take that back. Men now would rather throw all their money at some fake online girlfriend than to create a real, meaningful connection with a woman. And I'm going to let you know right now, if you're subscribed to someone on OnlyFans, whenever you message her, whenever you pay your money to message who you think is a chick, it's probably some Indian dude. Okay? It's whoever the OnlyFans manager, it's whoever her manager is that you're messaging. It's not the girl. They'll just send you her nudes and say, "Hey baby," but you're being led on by a nig. But seriously though, women would rather sell their private beauty and innocence to the public thinking it's strong and independent and powerful than to find a good man, settle down, and have a family together. Not to mention the mainstream media pushing the narrative that masturbation is normal by using the excuse that everybody does it, when in fact not everybody does it. Weak-minded individuals do it. So are you one of them? And now for angel numbers. I'm sure I'm going to get all the teenagers in on this, even though I'm sure none of you watching this or listening are going to be teenagers. But why is it that you believe that seeing 3 of the same number in a row will somehow determine anything about your life? Many people don't understand that just like 666, every other angel number is actually satanic. Every number is associated with a spirit guide. And these so-called spirit guides are disguised demons attempting to lead us into sin or destruction. Numerology is an occult practice and is a form of fortune telling, which the Bible condemns in Leviticus 19:31, Deuteronomy 18:10 through 13, and Galatians 5:19 through 20. The only real reason you think you see angel numbers everywhere is the same reason why after you buy a new car you see the same make and model everywhere else too. It's been registered in your brain so you pay more attention to it. Don't be fucking stupid. Seriously, when you get those retarded ass TikToks that pop up saying, "Oh, this is what 333 means, good hope, good vibes, and luck and fortune will come your way." Shut the fuck. I mean, sir, do you really believe that? That's got to be the most gayest bullshit I've ever heard. I can't even. So to dive into this a little more so you guys can actually understand on a deeper fundamental level of where I'm coming from, Leviticus 19:31 says, "Do not turn to mediums or consult spiritists. You will be defiled by them. I am the Lord your God." So this basically just means don't go to, like, look here on the bottom, it says necromancers, right? Don't seek them out. And they're essentially just manipulating and misguiding you. In Deuteronomy 18:10 through 13 says, "Let no one be found among you who sacrifices their son or daughter in the fire, who practices divination or sorcery, interprets omens, engages in witchcraft or casts spells, or who is a medium or spiritist, or who consults the dead. Anyone who does these things is detestable to the Lord, because these same detestable practices the Lord your God will drive out those nations before you. You must be blameless before the Lord your God." Moving on from angel numbers, a really common theme with teenagers is also astrology star signs. I mean, guys, seriously, I like I say here, it's embarrassing. The fact that anybody even believes that your birth date will determine what type of person you are is embarrassing. The first problem with this is that it's simply just not true. It doesn't make sense. Everybody is their own person. Nobody's just going to be the exact same just because of one stupid variable. Secondly, just as the angel numbers, each astrology star sign is assigned to a demonic spirit. When you not only tell yourself and the people around you that you are a particular star sign, you're associating yourself in spirit with a demonic presence and essentially telling it, "I am you, you are me, we are one, take over my body, mind, and spirit. All of your characteristics are now mine." Especially when you truly believe it's real, it'll fuck you over permanently. So I just want to warn you guys here, if you still like practice or even somewhat believe in these things, you're going to want to stop it as soon as you possibly can, because it's far more dangerous than you'll probably have ever believed in your entire life up until this point. Because I knew so many people in school before that just led into these things because they didn't understand the depth of it. They just knew, like, oh, it's just trendy, it's just fun, astrology, and and cute, like, yay, like star signs and angel numbers. Oh my gosh, I'm gonna be lucky. And like, no, that's not like, I don't understand how people don't actually look into these things. Another modern day societal scam is the Second Amendment Disarmament. Let me explain what I mean. Everybody knows the Second Amendment of the American Constitution is the right to bear arms, meaning there is absolutely nothing stopping you from purchasing and or possessing a firearm of any kind, except there is. Kind of a joke, isn't it? Liberals believe that in order to stop gun violence, guns must be stripped from every American citizen, when in reality, that's like cutting every man's dick off to stop rape. That just doesn't work, especially for the innocent people who simply want to exercise their God given rights. The CIA provokes and uses left extremists, mostly transgender and queers, to cause a mass shooting, and in turn, excuses that as a reason to take everybody's guns away. At the end of the day, leftists are far more likely to commit violent crimes because of their mental instability. As we've seen in recent years, how many school shooters, or just shooters in general, have you noticed that turn out to become transgender, where they try to hide the manifesto for a while? Yeah, no surprise. They're just mentally unstable and unwell. They're mentally ill. The list goes on. I mean, seriously, I think anybody and everybody has and deserves the right to bear arms. Of course, there's going to become some exceptions because not every human being is mentally sane, so not everybody should be able to bear a weapon. However, that doesn't mean that you can just take them away from everybody. That's where like the hypocrisy comes in, because then you have leftists and liberals that claim these types of things, that they want total gun control, take guns away from everybody, when now they all want to kill Donald Trump with a gun. Makes sense. If you want the full Matrix Masterclass with locked modules, bonus sections, downloads, and the path to break out of the system, you can access it for completely free on WAP. First link is in the description below.